Today, let's talk about library books and just how cool they can be. Yay, you made it! I've been waiting for you. Hi, my name is Floss. This is the Grape Jelly Library where we love to talk about books. I am so glad you could join me. I always look forward to your visit. So, I recently went to my library and I checked out 2 books. Now, listen, I'm trying not to stray from my very own books because I have to read 100 of them before I can actually go buy any. I do have plenty of books that I can show you as far as book hauls go. I just haven't gotten around to them yet. But that aside, let's talk about the library books and, just how beneficial they can be to us. So I'm trying not to go to the library and check out any books because that will further delay my being able to go to the store or go online and actually purchase some books for myself. But you know what? A couple of people have commented that, I should read this book or they read that book, and I thought, I should check them out. Oddly enough, my library didn't have any of those books, which baffled me. Okay, so there was about 5 books. Yeah, 5 books my library didn't have. And my library is, they're pretty on cue. They are pretty big, and their books are substantial in quantity. But no, they did not have. I'm looking down at these 2 fun books that I got from the library, so let's get into them right away. Now, the first book that I bought, Floss, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, what I'm doing is trying not to kill my houseplants. I have a couple of houseplants here, hello Teddy, here and there around the house, and I do well with them in the summertime, of course, but in the wintertime, it's a little bit rougher. So I thought I would check this book out, How Not to Kill Your Houseplants. And this is survival tips for the horticulturally challenged. Now, I wouldn't say that I am challenged when it comes to plants. I would say that I'm naive. I don't need a brick to fall on my head. Tell me once and I pretty much got it. But usually when I buy a plant in the grocery or at my local home improvement center, I'm buying it for looks and I have no idea how to care for it. Most of the time, I just get lucky and the thing seems to thrive. But, lately my plants have not been looking up to par, and I have subjected myself to those beautiful fake ones that you can get in your Home Goods and TJ Maxx and such, and just these little beautiful pops of green to liven up any area that may need a little livening up. And no care needed. They just take care of themselves and they look gorgeous, especially with a little just plunge those leaves up. We are golden. And you know what? They make them so lifelike as far as soil goes that it's really unbelievable. I can't tell you how many people thought that some of my plants were real because of the soil. Nope, fake. You touch that soil and it's as hard as a brick. But if you're just looking at it, no one would know. Okay, so I do have a plant that, is striving, and sometimes my cats like to eat those plants, so I have to transfer them into another room because we don't want to get anybody sick, and, we don't know. We don't want to put anything toxic in the line of fire of our loved ones, so sometimes we have to relocate them, and the plant doesn't like that. But I think I am doing these plants in by overwatering. I feel the soil, it's dry, I think it needs water, and now I'm beginning to think that these plants, this specific type of plant, thrives in dry soil. I'm finding out the hard way. So that's why I thought I would check this book out. I'm not going to tell you too much about it because I feel like it's self-explanatory and I feel like I've already said enough. So I did go ahead and I checked this out. It was an easy peasy read, no time at all. I don't think it's one of those books that you have to read, because they're, you don't have to read it front to back. Just maybe target the plant that you are concerned about or the general consensus of how to take care of this and how to take care of this. They don't really vary too much. You feed them, you water them, or you don't water them, you give them sun. It's kind of all self-explanatory. So, but there are people like me that need a little help in that department, and so we gotta go get a book to help us along. All right, now, I didn't buy this book. No, I didn't. I checked this book out because it just looked fun to me. I had no idea what it was about, but it looked fun. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Inheriting Magic. So I took this book for a spin, and I have discovered that from page 1, she is speaking my love language. Magic, in the sense of creating magical moments in most everything that you do. And although she is a planner and she plans these magical moments, I would dare say, yes, I do plan them, but not to the extent that she does in months in advance. I just get the idea in my head, and then on a whim, I just go with it, and I'm pretty good with spontaneously picking things out to fit that particular type of magic that I'm going with. All right, so let me tell you what we're talking about. We're talking about holidays, Valentine's Day, Christmas, birthdays, St. Patrick's Day, any day that you want to turn into a special day. And we're also talking about non-holidays, just every old regular days that, we're living the life day to day, week to week, month to month, and not too much excitement is happening. We have to make our own excitement. We have to make our own magic. Magic just doesn't happen. We have to create that magic. Luckily for me, I am the type of person that doesn't have to put much thought into that. I have this photogenic mind, and I have this creative mind, and like I said, it's this little things. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have a certain budget to create magic in your world. It could be the simplest little thing, like getting your kid out of school early when it's not a half a day, but you want to create a moment of magic. So you get them out of school early and you go to the movies maybe that day. I don't really think their studies are gonna, fall behind from missing a half a day, and you've created a memory and a magical moment. It's a little thing like that. Now, if that's not your thing, don't do that. But I'm just saying that is my thing. And when my child was young, I absolutely created those moments. I made sure that, we got him out half day to take him to a fair, or just like maybe wake up super, super early and go out to breakfast for like 5 a.m. before he had to go to school at 8. Just things like that. Maybe if he was getting out of school, maybe I would have a bunch of books waiting for him and a plate of chocolate chip cookies, and maybe we were going to do arts and crafts, and then he was going to watch his favorite cartoons for the rest of the night. Just creating little pockets of fun in a mundane life, because you know what? I'm a firm believer that life is for living. And I will say that, like, somebody referred to me not too long ago as flowing water. And I loved that analogy. Even reading the Bruce Lee Be Like Water, he was like, be like water, be still, be calm. But she was telling me that I am like flowing water. And I can get down with that. I'm always doing something. I'm always moving on to, the next thing. Keeping busy. I'm never ever bored. I could create my own fun, my own magic. I am somewhat of an introvert. I don't mind being by myself, and I can definitely keep myself amused. Plenty of things to do, but I do like to be around people as well. But so I guess what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter if I'm around people or if I'm by myself. I'm going to have fun no matter where I am and no matter what I'm doing, because I'm just not that type of personality to just like sit in a chair and let life pass me by. I have to be creating and doing and having fun. So that is basically what this book is about. Now, some parts in this book, she stated, like, her mom had passed away, and so she was dealing with grief, and how was she going to, get through the big holiday, Christmas, without her mom. That was going to be difficult. But then she realized that, like, her mom goes with her everywhere she goes because her mom is in her heart. And her mom passed down a love of magical moments. So when Jennifer was young, her mom rented this, like, snow blowing machine to just blow snow on their property. So none of the other houses in the neighborhood had snow covering their property except for Jennifer's. And then, like, all the neighborhood kids came to play in this snow. And I know something like that takes money, and but, like, if you have the means to do that, why not? Super fun. And if you don't have the means to do that, you don't have to do that. There's a million and one other things you can do on a lower budget to make any moment magical. A magical moment could be, like she states in the book, Jennifer would have to go to work early oftentimes, so her mom would beckon her over, because they lived across the street from one another, come over, and they would just sit there holding hands. Just the simple act of holding hands and letting the love of a mother go through and into her child. I thought, that is just lovely, and that took no money at all. So, like I said, a million and one ways to create magic in your world and to share that magic with other people. I always thought to myself, people, this isn't like a brag, but people tend to follow me around wherever I go. And sometimes it gets a little bit, too much for me to handle, because it seems like I always have to be that form of entertainment. And sometimes it's hard to, like, sometimes I want to be entertained. Sometimes I don't want to be in charge of the entertainment. And it's not like I'm planning the entertainment. It's coming naturally to me. And I guess they have a harder time conjuring up some fun or some magical moments. So they just kind of follow me around like I was some sort of Pied Piper and waiting for the magic to happen. And I do appreciate that, and I do love that. But sometimes I want to be entertained. I don't want to do the entertaining. If you get what I'm saying. But this is a fun book. She takes us through all of the holidays and just little things that you can do. She gives us recipes for dinners and even some adult beverages. She gives us dessert recipes. So I think it's a fun book. It's definitely a magical book. I am so glad that, my eye went to the left a little bit and spotted this book, and I said, you know what, let me grab this one too. I have connected with this book. She talks a lot about decorating. Now, I have to say that I love to decorate my house, but I don't love to decorate for the holidays anymore. And that sole reason is because I only have one child, and he is grown and out of the house, and it's just me and my husband, and you know, it's Christmas especially, or Halloween too. It gets to be a lot putting all that stuff out, and nobody is even going to see it but me and my husband. So I kind of scaled that back, and I began to give some of my holiday decorations, you know, to my child, for his child and his family. You know, I feel like I've already put them to good use. Now let's pass it on. So, wonderful book. I do recommend it. If you need a little creativity, or you need a little bit of help in that department, this is a wonderful book to help you along. You don't have to do the decorating. You don't have to do the planning. But, you know, it puts a little bit of something in your heart. And I think it like just jolts your mind a little bit and gets you thinking like, you know what? A magical moment could be just about anything. It could be sitting on a park bench and feeding the pigeons. It's all how you view it, and it's all what you want to do with it. So I think it's a wonderful book, and I do recommend it. One more time, it looks like this. Very, very fun book. I definitely enjoyed it. Maybe you will too. Until we meet again, know that I love you. Don't let those bad days win. And when you dream, make sure you're dreaming big.